Welcome back to another week and another round of videos at WildCardCyclone. Today we got Marcos playing Winged Rhinos on the left. We got Andy playing Frog Monarchs on the right.
Yeah,
Yes,
what's up?
until today we are blessed with Marcos's presence to commentate.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Macro, aka the Macro Show, aka Marcos, whatever you want to call me. It starts with an M, ends with an O. Yeah, I'm playing just my usual Winged Rhinos chain beat against Andy. I think it's his the first time not playing Dark Gaia at this local. Usually always plays Dark Gaia, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he just opened up Swap Frog, and then I was like, hey, you gotta send it to the grave. He's like, oh yeah. He's a little nervous on camera. It's all good. But yeah, he just swings, and so you're gonna see that sometimes just swinging is enough. Like in this deck, if you don't have like any real defense for it, I can't like you don't want to waste defense on like swap frogs. You don't want to waste it on like things that don't feel like you're actually getting value out of it. But like normally I would if I had a D prison here, but I just did not have one. But yeah, I dropped Trag here. He's a beefy little boy.
Yeah, Andy is a frog hater and now he can't beat him, so he joined him. Although he has beaten me many times, so he's finally joined the dark side though.
Yeah, he joined the dark side. There he had a pitch to Dew Frog, unfortunately. I think he drew both Dew Frogs, which is why I was wondering why what his hand was, because it seemed like he was a little bit bricked. But so here, like, I have 4 back row. It's super scary. I can totally understand what his like mindset. But I think he just like opts to just go for like deck thinning. And I think it on summon here. So on summon here, because like I need to just start getting these chain links off, I chain the Jar of Greed, the Legacy, and the Accumulate of Fortune to the Swap Frog effect. So I was making sure it was like you're using effect, because I wanted to. I didn't know if he was going to use the effect, and now he's just debating what to send. What would you send here, Declan? Because he was like wondering what the optimal thing to send.
Yeah, I mean like you want the Unifrog in deck, so it's either just like sub or it's either sub, but he's drawn the dupe frog, so it's basically just sub or swap, but he probably wants to draw the Substitute because he doesn't play like salvage or anything. So I understand sending swap there.
Yeah, but I've lost 3,100 like just from the swap frogs so far, but here I'm just kind of forced to awkwardly like brain control because I have a conversion for this. And in case he dropped Gores, I had Caius, but since he didn't drop Gores, I had yeah, Cyber Valley is hella spicy. And I just drew a ton of traps. Heavy Storm wasn't going to get much more value than that in game 1 in this frog matchup, in my opinion. So it just felt like good to use it just to guarantee that the Cyber Valley goes off, and it did. Yeah, so I'm just like deck thinning. I finally find a Rhynos. It takes forever sometimes to find a Rhynos, but I just also know that's probably a dupe frog or a Substitute. He's here. He asked like, how many legacies did you use? And it's like, I think he's like, okay, there's only one more left. He just wants to keep track of how many more chainable things are. I think he just wants to like be able to like know that the back row is real or not.
Oh shoot, I just saw Andy just drew Armed Sea Hunter in the main deck. I love it.
Yeah, I love. He's running a more standard frog, like Frog Monarch, not a hero frog or anything. So, but yeah, Armed Sea Hunter is low key like super good. Not against my deck, but against a lot of decks, it's insane. Okay, so here he makes like a crucial error of like targeting the Rhynos. The Rhynos is not gonna be hit. You should just always go for the back row because there's a chance you could hit like a back row. So that's my one advice to people fighting against Chain Beat. Like, you'd rather go for a back row because there's a chance you could hit something like a D prison or something that isn't chainable. But here, thankfully, almost everything was chainable, I think, at this point, so it didn't matter. But I'm able to use Fires of Doomsday, kind of save my life points. I'm pretty low just from those swap frogs. And I also want to be able to tribute, and which is what I do. I tribute Caius, but I actually target the set because I have a skill successor in the back. To run over, like just to guarantee that like this field is cleared. I knew that was a dupe or something, and if it was a sub, he would have used it. So that's why I had a feeling it was like a dupe frog, and I didn't want to have to deal with it. But yeah, I think that's like, and I have so much advantage at this point. So I feel like we're in a winning position from this point on, but we'll see what he ends up doing.
The chain beat's so scary when they're just like resolving accumulated, and he's poked in for a lot of damage, but you're winning the grind game right now.
So here, so here I actually opt to compulse my Caius, partially to save life, but I think I do have like the ability to like summon the Kais again with this Battle Fader in my hand. That's why I compulsed. And now I'm able to like just push in for huge damage here, banishing for 1,000. I think for a while here, if I should run into Gores, but I think I had outs to it, so I just go like F it. Like if like I set first as main phase, I'm just thinking like maybe do I go to battle phase at all? And then I was like, screw it. If you got it, you got it. But then he didn't have it. And once he showed he didn't have it, I think it was just like, oh no, this is looking pretty rough for him right now. Oh, here he drew a trap too. He's running a couple like spicy tech cards like a Mirror Force and stuff. And he
I
already
don't know
used...
if Mirror Force is a tech card in Frogs.
It's not
at
tech,
this
yeah, it's
point.
not tech anymore. But like, it's the only non-chainable like trap that
Yeah.
you're like run, right? So here he does like he does the junk synchron play. He was thinking of either making a synchro with it, but then I think he makes the correct decision and just bounces the junk because it's just like wall up for a little bit so he finds like a stronger card to deal with his back row. Maybe see a heavy storm or something.
Yeah.
Because right
if
now
he just
like
plays into your back row right now, it's gonna be you're probably gonna have a stop for a synchro play.
oh yeah,
right
and
now.
I Goya would have 100% been like game over if he went for it because I think I do have like a set D prison in the back row at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, he makes the correct decision, but at this point it's like, and this is where it's like, man, I kind of realized he already used 2 Giga Breaks, so that back row might not be real, or might be like something that isn't chainable. So I summoned the breaker, and he was just like, "There's no way!" Like that's like crazy. The breaker came in clutch almost every time I saw it, even in a frog matchup where it would normally be bad. It was actually really good. Yeah, my mat is so warped there. I apologize because it's just in game 1 it's like this. It's better in the later games.
Yeah, we're gonna get the hashtag Matt slide in the chat. We need a under Matt, I think, is the solution.
Yeah,
Okay, but he's gonna go for Treeborn,
and
then
the controller
Econ in the
to
standby
Lad.
phase. Yeah, Lad.
So on
but-
on attack deck, I MST target mode thing. He's forced to negate. That's chainlink 2, chainlink 3, D prison, and then I'm able to get accumulated off without even needing a draw card, and get rid of his monster. So that just felt. I think that's the second accumulated I've resolved, or the third. I'm not sure, but so here's actually really funny. This is game like I was attacking with Breaker, and I just damaged Calc, banished both skill successors, and it's exactly game. Because just in case like he thinks like, because if he has a Gores, he might drop it for like the next, or he'll drop it then and there or something, or if he has Fader, it doesn't matter, but Gores is the only thing I was worried about at that point. So I attacked and then damaged Calc, banished both skill successors. It was exactly 32. So anyways, this is game 2. That was a clean game 1, I think.
Yeah, very clean. So wait, so skill successor, you can, when it's in the grave, you can only activate it on your turn, right?
Yeah, you can only activate it on my turn, but I can activate it in damage steps. So I banished both of them at the same time. It's just good pressure sometimes. Sometimes you just need that like guaranteed damage.
So yeah, we're gonna get a T set, classic set 4 from Chain V, but then Breaker's coming down.
And he opts not to use it. He does like it's the spiritual water art where you can like see a card from your hand, but I think he doesn't want to tribute it. Oh, because it's a Substitute. Why did he set Substitute? Oh, because he had Soul Exchange. That makes sense, I guess.
I probably wouldn't have you set the water art if you weren't intending to chain it, you know? Like,
yeah.
He probably wasn't expecting to get breakered, but still, it could be like, I don't know.
No,
you
and
only
even
want to set it when you intend to use it.
No, if you saw the breaker game 1, like he would assume like you're not gonna keep the breaker in game 2, and I didn't. I've run 2 breakers. I sided 1 out. So I definitely didn't keep them all in, but
I mean, it's cooked both games.
Yeah, literally. It's just only been good, but here like it's working out for him. He's able to get like a full set up his full grave. Here, this is like the one play I kind of have to like disagree with. He sends like Unifrog. I think he should have kept Unifrog in deck.
Yeah, I would have gone like dupe Uni maybe and just forced a D prison or hope to get lucky and pop something.
I might have even soft locked, like just gone for the just wait for like
sub dupe.
Yeah, just to keep going but I understand. He sees 5 back row. It's like so dangerous to do the soft lock because then you might get punished. But yeah, he was also saying right here is like if it wasn't on camera, I'd be swinging with these dupe frogs. I was like, no, that's a terrible play. If I have a Mirror Force, I can make those mistiming on the spot. Like it was funny though. He's just like I could just keep poking for like 200. And I was like, no, that's definitely never the play, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just going back and forth. Just he kind of doesn't really have any gas in his hands, like any real monsters. And I don't have, and I kind of clogged my back row low key. I kind of have to, I have to rely on him to do something for me to resolve stuff. I believe I do have accumulated in the back, but
So he's gonna summon the Junk Synchron, get swapped. This is like scary hours for me as someone who's gotten owned by Needle Sealing too many times. I just see the 5 back row and you go 5 monsters, and I'm like, oh geez. But
yeah,
I guess you didn't have it here, or saving it if you do have it.
I'm just waiting for him to do something, right? Okay, so he goes MST, and this is actually like the saddest part where I was like, he hit I think it's the only card in the back row that is like either not, like, I just, the one card I don't want to actually get hit by MST. And you'll see why, because like I'm over here just debating, because I think I can activate like a couple cards, but kind of minus to go for an accumulated. And I think I just realized, nah, it's not worth it. And I lose the bottomless trap hole, which is like, I kind of wanted bottomless to be like the second chain. It'd be like a Caius, then bottomless, then like 2 other things. But unfortunately, because of that, he's able to summon a Ryza here, and I can't really do that play that I wanted to do, and my accumulated's kind of dead. And so I'm just like awkwardly like, oof, this is not good. And I'm still debating, because I do believe I have the ability to make the chain links resolve, but I don't want to minus myself to do it, you know? So yeah, just take a chunk, a hefty chunk. And what is he setting a monster? And he's bouncing back his Ryza, which is like really scary to keep getting Ryza every single turn. But
Yeah, I
thankfully,
wonder why he set a back row, because like if that Ryza resolved last time, it's like, yeah, I would want to just keep shotgunning it, you know, get the Treeborn back, go again. But now he's locked his back row, so he can't do the Ryza play.
he's setting another back row, but it's a soul exchange. He's not actually doing. Okay, so he's going Junk Synchron, bringing back Treeborn with it. Then he's
gonna poke, maybe.
Oh, and then he was trying to tribute for Rise. I was like, oh, you just summoned Junk Synchro. I was like, oh, you're right. So then he's just gonna Synchro for a Urichisquaz, which is pretty good. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Flambeau Urichisquaz. Urquises. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, that's actually kind of a threat. But here on end phase, I activate MST, target his back row, and then I chain. Well, I go like chain link 2, because if he's not chain link 2, that chain link 3, chain link 4. So here's like Fires of Doomsday coming out. I'm gonna draw 3 cards and also get 2 tokens. And these 2 tokens will now be for sure tributed for something. We'll see what I end up doing. I actually kind of forgot what I was doing here. Oh, I actually don't tribute it. Oh, okay. Because at this point, if I'm not tribute summoning, and I'm just summoning a monster like this, there's a good chance I probably have Needle Sealing. I'd won an extra one against frogs. And I don't think he's expecting it. He's never played against this deck before. Most people haven't. My mat is slowly
too
warping.
Damn good. Yeah. Needle Sealing is just a blowout in the frog matchup. Let's see, I think he's thinking in standby phase. Maybe he wants to bring back the Treeborn, or he's just gonna go to battle.
He didn't do anything in standby, and then I go Chainlink 1, Transmigration Prophecy, targeting both of his Treeborns. Since he didn't bring them back, this is actually crazy. This is actually what wins. This is actually going to win me the duel, because you'll see. It's really unfortunate. He only has 1 Treeborn engraved. He never sent the other one. I think he was so afraid of like soul release, and I target one of my own accumulateds in my grave as the other target, because I thought there was 2 Treeborns, and so we just shuffle them all back. And then I chain Needle Sealing, so they miss timing, so he's not able to get a Treeborn. So now he has no Treeborns in rotation, and I have like 6 cards, and I think most of his cards like kind of rely on a Treeborn to like play. So I just summon Ringed Rhynos and just start swinging. And yeah, it's sorry for the spoilers. I do win this whole tournament, I guess, but spoiler alert. You can cut that part out. You can just bleep
sorry,
that all
not
out.
sorry. But I win this tournament right now. I'm about to win this tournament.
So you go Soul Exchange. I chain Skill Successor, chain Rhynos. So now I just dodge the Soul Exchange completely.
Gosh, this is, as like traditional Frog Monarchs, this feels really helpless, because like your whole plan of just taking their stuff and like attributing it doesn't work at all with Rhynos.
Yeah, it's a bit rough. It's a bit rough indeed. I summon Rhynos. I just attack. I know he's gonna get tokens, but I think my back row is just so good into whatever he does that I'm like I even opt not to set another card. But this is actually okay. This is the craziest part. He goes Regeki Rig, targets the Rhynos. I think he should have targeted a back row, not the Rhynos. But whatever, he wants to get rid of it. He summons Jinzo. And normally this is like, oh, I'm cooked. Like Jinzo is actually insane. But I do have Fires of Doomsday to block damage. And I do have tribute monsters in my hand. But then I also, I think, like draw into brain control here. And the reason why I go for brain control, because I think I had Kai'S. I could have Kai's'd the Jinzo and then ran over the token, but it's because I wanted the Vanity's Fiend to just be on there. And I think that's just like, unless he has a third Soul Exchange, it's curtains, but he has the third Soul Exchange. So, and then he targets the token. The token will be banished, but I won't take any damage because tokens don't get banished. Like they just, so you can't take damage. I found that out the hard way when I was trying to win with it online, but yeah. I'm able to
Skill
attack.
Successor.
Yeah, skill successor banish in damage. He takes 200. And I set another card.
Why don't you think skill successor sees as much play in like just other random beat decks?
I think the issue with skill successor is that it doesn't do anything outside of just like be a like attack raise, and I think there's some decks that could maybe run it. Like I think Flamvel, like Lightsworns, could run it because you're milling anyway, so it has good value in the grave. But I think it just makes more sense in a deck like this where it has an extra bonus of saving your Rhynos, like it did. Like I showed it off in this game. It saved my Rhynos from Soul Exchange, or it adds as another chain link. So I think it has more utility than just the damage amplifier, which gives it more value. But otherwise, like it doesn't have as much utility in other decks. Like other decks would rather have better power cards, but we don't have. Like I run every power card in trap imaginable that you have space for skill successor too. Dude, he has so many faders. But he's running out of like monarchs at this point. I think he's already run through like 6.
Yeah, the Jinzo would have like been devastating against other chain beat decks, but because you have the. Oh wait, okay, so we're gonna have Breaker, then Torrential, chain winged Rhynos, chain accumulated. So he just loses everything and you just don't lose anything. Let's go.
It's brutal. It's so brutal. He's like feeling it too. It's like now he's forced to like he's just taking so much. He's like, I just have to like start mirror forcing. And after a certain point, I was like, dude, I'm wondering why he's not bringing Treeborn back. He's like, you sent my Treeborn back and I haven't drawn it. He's like,
oh my god,
because he torrential, chain link 3, Jar of Greed, and then chainlink 4 second accumulate.
But actually, you put the accumulated back and then you're just drawing them again. It's actually so disgusting.
I think that's the 3rd time I've resolved it. There's a chance I can resolve it a 4th time. I don't remember if I do.
Yeah, I saw one in your hand. I see it in your hand.
And then my hand size was too big, so I discard skill successor for hand size. So, yeah.
Wow.
So he takes 18. He drops Gores, and it's like, okay, like clearly I'm not afraid of anything at this point, right? He's just checking my grave.
You have 5 set and like 5 in hand, I think, or 6 potentially.
I think I have 6 in hand. It's like I have 6 in hand. It's ridiculous. I think this really does showcase the power of like, I think against like more traditional, just simple Frog Monarchs. Like simple Frog Monarchs, I don't feel like has any real power against chain beat.
That's the fourth.
That's
accumulated.
the 4th.
Just it's so painful to watch these. I think a lesson in this match I feel like is you can't be keeping in like Mirror Force Torrential against Chain Beat because they actually just don't do anything to Winged Rhynos. Or would you say that that's true or not true?
I would say it's true. I think there's like I think that's obviously like some cards may be still worth having. They see Kai'S and stuff, so Torrential can still be like worth having. But even then, like in the Frog matchup, yeah, I would cut Torrential out because all it's gonna do is make your own dupes miss timing anyway. Like, I just think at the end of the day, like once you saw that like Winged Rhynos is the card, you should definitely cut it out. And specifically this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. No, pitches
forced
target
to
the Winged Rhynos. Rhynos back to the hand. You have nothing in hand and you have like 7.
I discard for hand size again. He heavy storms and I'm like, oh, that sucks. I only had 1 chainable card, but That was his top deck. So
That's so funny.
I had Crow as well. In case he did see the Treeborn Frog, I did have the Crow. I don't know. It was rough. It was looking really rough. But yeah.
Well, that's round 1. Marco's taking it down. We'll see you in the next one for round 2.
Oh, and his Treeborn's on the bottom. Oh, geez.